Hi, my name is David. This is INFJ Writer, and today I want to talk about INFJ intuition. I knew you were going to be here to watch this. So, intuition, and what is it like as an INFJ as your primary information gathering function? Boy, you can go on and on about this kind of stuff, and the first thing I think I'd like to do is dispel a few things that you hear about INFJ intuition. What you always hear about intuition as an INFJ is that, like, INFJs have superpowers and they're like Jedis and they're bordering on ESP and telekinetic. That's a load of crap. There's no such thing as using the Force. INFJs do not use the Force. We don't have superpowers. We aren't magical, mind reading something or others. Now, granted, sometimes intuition can manifest in a way that makes it seem sort of uncanny. And I don't know if it's just a me thing or if it's an INFJ thing. I can only go by my own experience and give you a couple of examples of what I mean by that. But generally, intuition is not some kind of sixth sense, though it may appear to be, and it might appear to act that way to INFJs as well, because it's hard for us to sort of figure this out and understand how it works. So I suppose the first thing I should do is kind of go over the dictionary definition of intuition. And the dictionary definition of intuition is the gathering of information without conscious reasoning. Let's unpack that. It's kind of like this. Your head's a big vacuum cleaner and it's sucking up all sorts of information all over the place, and you're not really thinking about it. It's not conscious reasoning. I'm not looking at a situation and saying to myself, well, this is happening, and this is happening, ergo I can derive this from the situation. All of that stuff as an INFJ happens in the background. We don't even know what's going on. We're just wandering around stumbling into crap like idiots, and all of a sudden something pops in our heads and it's like, oh yeah, this is going on. That's not to say we're fools about it. When you're aware enough as an INFJ, you can kind of see and sense that this sort of thing is going on, and eventually something bubbles up to the surface. So here's an example. At some point I'll be having a conversation with somebody. Let's say I'm just sitting there chatting with my wife, and she'll say something like, hey, do you know that song? And immediately I'll spit out Tub Thumper, Chumbawamba. And she'll be all like, how did you do that? And I'll be all like, I don't know, I just knew that's what you were thinking of. And eventually I can reason out what happened and why I was able to just spit that out. So the example like this, and I've got lots of examples of stuff like this. People are like, hey, do you remember that restaurant? And I'll just tell them the location of the place and what we ate there, or whatever else, without even knowing any kind of a prompt or any kind of a lead up as to what it was they were actually going to ask me about. I already had the answer. As an INFJ, this happens because you're getting all of these signals and you're starting to learn these things about your surroundings. You're absorbing all of this information, and your head, without you realizing it, is putting all this stuff together like a puzzle. It's a puzzle piece it's puzzling that's going on inside of your brain, and you just don't even know. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you could be walking around stumbling into stuff like an idiot, and you have no idea this is happening, but it is. And eventually, that puzzle is going to become clear, and the picture is going to become clear. And when it does, your conscious mind is like, oh, I recognize that. Yeah, that's this. And then you spit it out, and off you go. Like, there goes your conversation. So that's how I may come up with a song. And when I look back at it and I'm thinking of like the song or whatever else, it could be like, well, we were at dinner a few weeks ago and I was having spaghetti and meatballs and I dropped one of the meatballs and then I put it back on the table. So it got knocked down and then it got up again. And this is why I was thinking of Chumbawamba's Tub Thumper. And then you were singing something in the car and then something came on the radio, so on and so forth. And it's like this long string of things that make absolutely no sense whatsoever. But eventually, I connected an event that was happening right now in this very moment of what we were doing at the time that she asked this question, and what had happened 3 weeks ago when I dropped my meatball and it got knocked down and then it got up again. And boom, there it is. Tub Thumper, Chumbawamba, that's the song that you were thinking of. To a lot of people, that's like, whoa, like it's so amazing. It's not a sixth sense, right? You'll see all sorts of garbage on the internet and everywhere else that says like INFJs have this super secret spiritual connection to all of the things that are around them, and they're gathering energies from Gaia and the universe in order. No, that's not it. Just no. There's nothing mythical about it. It's just that our brains are very active quietly without us being active outwardly. And it's just a way of thinking about things. It just happens in the background. It's a background process. And what this kind of intuition allows us to do is to be really in tune with people and with circumstances and with surroundings. And one of the ways that I end up using my intuition all the time is when I'm going out to eat somewhere, and it's where I sit and what are the people like that are there. What am I seeing? What am I observing? I use it as a way to have more situational awareness. That's something that I'm tuned to do because of my experience as a martial artist. It also comes in handy when you're working with people, and somebody could be having a bad day, and you pick up on it, and it's that kind of feeling, hair standing on end, gut feeling type of stuff. A lot of times, I'll be the first person in a room to detect that something is wrong with somebody because it just starts to bother me. It's something that just comes up in my head, and then I get this weird feeling. As an older INFJ, I'm pretty in tune with that feeling. I know when something's wrong and I'm unsettled. And then I start trying to think it out and go through this thing of, okay, why am I bothered right now? What is it that's getting to me? Why am I feeling this way that I'm feeling? Trying to bring that picture of those puzzle pieces, perhaps before it's finished being created, up to the forefront so I can actually consciously think about it. That's pretty much it. That's what it feels like to have intuition as sort of your primary information gathering function. It really doesn't feel like anything because it's happening in the background without you even realizing it. So fellow weird INFJs, use that intuition. Don't be afraid of it, but always trust your gut, because and more times than not, I'm spot on and I'm right about something when I feel kind of weird about it. You sort of know that it's going on from one moment to the next. Anyway, that's pretty much that. So thanks for watching this video. There will be more puppet videos coming soon, so just relax about that. Not every video can be a puppet video, people. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you have some weird moment where you used your intuition or where it kind of did something that seemed supernatural, it's not, and made you feel like you were a Jedi, you aren't, then let me know in the comments. And also, please subscribe, because I like having subscribers. It's nice. I don't feel so alone in my introverted reality. Whatever. Okay, catch you on the next video. Thanks.